Hi everyone, it's Christina again. I thought I would try or attempt to make a more thorough video for you since my first one was just the right before braces and I only had photos afterwards. So let me break everything down. On February 16th, I went in and I had my initial consults. On the initial consult, the orthodontist comes, he looks at your teeth, and he gives you pretty much a treatment plan. And mine gave me two. One involved me removing two of my adult teeth, and then they would move the front teeth back, but that would not correct my bite whatsoever. So the second estimate he gave me, which is the recommended plan, would be for me to do a consult with an oral surgeon and see about having orthodontic surgery to have my mandible advance forward. So that's the one that I figured I would go with since I definitely want to correct my bite. So that way my bottom molars are not breaking and chipping away my top molars. If I'm going to go all out and fix my teeth, I want them to be perfect. So that's what I'm going to see about doing. Now, the estimate that I was given for this, the estimated treatment cost is $6,700. But thanks to my husband, we have some great dental insurance that covers adult orthodontics, and they actually pay 50% up to $2,250, and they also have a contracted rate with Delta Dental. So my actual out-of-pocket portion is $2,790. And the way that they do that is whenever we have the diagnostic records, which is my next visit, where they do the x-rays, they do photographs, and they do impressions of my teeth. I pay $350 at that visit, and then at the next visit, when they put on braces, I drop $600 down, and then they do payments. I want to say it's $102 every 18 months, and the last one is a little bit cheaper. So that is that for the first visit. Now, the second visit was on February 23rd. And that one is the records, which I explained what they did there. And they also put the spacers on the bottom teeth, which I showed you in the first video because that one was pretty much when I did the records. Now, from there, on the 27th of February is when I went back. They placed the brackets on the top teeth. They were unable to put any bands or brackets on the bottom teeth because the spacers did not give enough space. They pretty much took those out and they made me another appointment to re-put in the spacers and to pretty much give me time, I think, to adjust to the braces on top, as well as they knew that I was going to be visiting with the oral surgeon on March 2nd. So I think they were just, I don't know, they were giving me time, I guess. I don't know. Pretty much, once you get the braces on, you can say goodbye to chips, candy, nuts, anything that's hard. Yeah. So pretty much I'm only supposed to be biting into things that have the consistency of a banana, which makes eating a little interesting, to be honest. Things that have been, I'm sorry, I'm saying and I can't stand that show. I'm driving myself crazy. Sorry. The one thing that has saved me is a water pick. I have two of them. One that I keep here at home that's plugged in the bathroom at all times, and then a travel one that goes with me since I also work out of town and I'm away from home 3 days out of the week. The rechargeable water pick has been a blessing as well. Pretty much I will eat, water pick, then brush. And then every other night I will actually use the dental floss versus just water picking, which is what I was told by the dental assistant was okay. The dental assistant, before I left the office, gave me some goodies. I will put some pictures at the end so that way you can see everything that I'm talking about. I was given floss. I was given the platypus flossers, which I really like those. Those are great. One side is really thin, so it fits very well in between the wire in your teeth. So you can get in there, floss, and get out. I also bought these Dentix Easy Brushes. I absolutely love these, and I'm sorry, it's backwards, but the pictures show it better later. Wax, I only had to use wax for the first couple of days, and those were pretty much in the evening when it was really getting rough here on the hooks, since those little pieces there are kind of annoying, or even on these back ones back here because it was rubbing the cheek just right. But other than that, that's pretty much it on that. I didn't experience any intense pain from the braces. I don't know if it's just because I have a higher pain tolerance or I don't know the reason for that. I did get some mild tenderness on this tooth and this tooth, and those are pretty much the only ones that I felt tenderness for, but I haven't had to take any pain meds or anything concerning those. Now, on March 2nd, I went for the oral surgeon consult, and for that, he pretty much told me I was a candidate for surgery. In fact, he will be contacting the orthodontist, and they will make arrangements because I'm looking at 1.5 to 2 years in braces before surgery, and he believes that it can be deemed medically necessary, so my medical insurance may cover the cost of that. So he didn't discuss any costs with me at this time for how much the surgery would be. So that's all I really know there. So I guess I'll know more in another 1.5 years or so. On March 9th, I went back in. They put in new spacers. And then, yay. So on the 13th, I actually broke this bracket here. It wasn't due to the fact that I bit into anything that I shouldn't have or did anything crazy. When I was younger, I chipped this tooth. And then back in 2010, a dentist offered to fill it in, cover it up. So I said, okay. And so he put some composite, I believe, and made the tooth nice and smooth and to look like the other one. So the adhesive that was used for the brackets originally didn't hold on this. So they had to use a different glue. And so far, no problems, no issues. But I started out with orange. And then I got to change out my color to this pretty one. They attempted to see if they can put the bands on again on the 13th, but it was still too tight in between the molars. So they had to put in larger bands. These ones have created pain. Lots of pain. More pain than the braces ever could, I think. It's one of those weird sensations where it hurts to bite down, but yet it feels good to bite down. I've had to take Tylenol a couple of times because it's been very painful. I deal with it, but I guess if I was to look at it as far as pain, I would say, I guess about an 8. I mean, it's not excruciating where I can't live through it. I probably could have done without the Tylenol, but it made me feel better. So I did it. That is that. Something to think of or to think about when you get your braces or to prepare yourself for. When you get braces on, whenever you initially bite into or eat your food, it's going to feel weird, very awkward. Everything will feel like it is constantly getting caught in the braces, and it is. So using my water pick has been a lifesaver on getting all the food particles out. And you will see a large, disgusting amount of food particles come out of my braces. Well, you won't see that. I see it. Every time I do the water pick after eating. It's annoying. In fact, my son on the 9th actually got his braces put on. So we're doing this together. My 14-year-old and myself, and you will hear him actually say, do I want to eat that? No, I don't want to eat that because I don't want to have to clean my teeth. It's an annoying process. The braces aren't so bad. It's just the constant cleaning that you have to do right after you eat. So sometimes it's a good thing because then you really decide that you don't want to snack on something or it's not that important anymore and that you can wait till a regular meal. So that's a good thing. Maybe I'll lose some weight since I'm in a, slump right now for my weight loss goals. So that is pretty much it in a nutshell. And then on the 20th, we'll see if I get the bands and the braces on the bottom. And if so, I'll be back with another little video or some more photos to show you. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll try to answer them. Thanks. Bye.